Hey guys, welcome to Lindsay's Lounge. My name is Lindsay. Tonight on American Idol, it was the top 10, and they performed songs from the R&B Soul genre with guest mentor Usher. First up for the evening was Siobhan Magnus. She sang a song called Through the Fire. I didn't know a lot of the songs tonight, and that was one of them that I didn't know. Really, I'm not a big, huge Siobhan fan, but, she does have a good voice. But tonight, I really just, her vocals were off. I don't know what happened, and she was visibly upset afterwards. But, it was very screechy and pitchy, and the whole performance was rather boring for her. I mean, she did do the big screams, she did a couple of the big screams, and they just were kind of warbly, like I thought the one last week or the week before was. So really, I just did not like that performance at all from her. I was surprised at how weak it was, really. But they did like the Maury Povich kind of thing after the commercial, and they went back and showed each of the contestants backstage after they had sang. And she was the first up, so it was kind of strange to see that because I don't think we've seen that on the show before. And she was kind of, pushing the camera away almost like, it's not my baby, I'm not the baby daddy, I don't want to talk to you, kind of that thing. That's kind of the vibe that I got. But they did it for all the contestants, and it was a little weird, because she was very visibly upset. It looked like she had been crying throughout the commercial break. Casey James sang second tonight. He sang another song I didn't know. It's called Hold On, I'm Coming. He looked very nervous, I thought, and the vocals definitely not as solid as they were last week. I really liked his performance last week. And really, it was kind of boring, so I really kind of zoned out while I was watching it, so I didn't really pay all that much attention to it. But the judges liked it, so I don't know. Maybe they heard something different than what I did. It's not my cup of tea. Michael Lynch sang Ready for Love. Didn't know this one, but neither did Kara, so that's okay, I guess. He used his guitar for the first time since, I think, the first week of semifinals, really. It was a nice change of pace for him. It was a much slower song. It was just him sitting on a stool with the guitar, so he wasn't kind of, bouncing all over the place. You definitely could feel the passion coming from him and his vocals. And of course, his vocals were strong as usual. A little bit of a quiver towards the end of the song, but overall, I thought it was a decent performance. All right, who's next? Didi Bonami. She sang What Becomes of the Brokenhearted. She's not an R&B singer, and she, said that at the end of her song, but I didn't think the song fitted her voice very well at all. Randy said this, but I thought this as well, that it was just kind of flat the whole time. There was nothing dynamic. There was no dynamic. I don't know. That really didn't make sense, but it was not a dynamic performance. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So it was just kind of blech for me, but I did like her a couple weeks ago. I thought she started, she didn't start out so strong, and she got really good, and now she's definitely kind of fallen by the wayside because she doesn't know who she is. She started out being like a singer-songwriter, the judges went into this, and now she's trying to be all vampy and different, and you do want to be different in the competition, but you don't at the same time, and she's definitely gone past that and has changed up, I think, maybe a little too much from when people really started to like her, and that's kind of dangerous, I think. It's kind of confusing everybody. Tim Urban sang Sweet Love. He started out and he was singing really high in his register, and that was just unpleasant. But then when he started lowering his voice a little bit and using the lower register, that became a little bit more pleasant. It wasn't anything amazing. It wasn't my worst of the night, but I definitely think he could be in trouble of going home, being that he was in the bottom two the past 2 weeks. So it definitely might be his turn to leave tomorrow. All right. Andrew Garcia. As I said last week, I thought maybe he was going to benefit from this week, and I was right. But before he even sang, he said that he was going to be singing Chris Brown's Forever. And at that point, before he sang, I thought, oh man, he just started to walk the plank. Like, the whole thing with Chris Brown and everything, that kid is just kind of completely fallen off the radar. Rightfully so, I think, for what he did. But, so yeah, I was not looking, I was like, oh man, this is a bad song choice. But he changed it up really well. And it was kind of in the same vein as the Straight Up song that he did. But, it was different. This is a male artist this time that he's changed up. And his best performance by 100 miles. Like, it was very solid. I really, really liked it. One of my favorites of the night, I must say. So, you know, I hate to say that he won't be in the top or the bottom 3 tomorrow, but because he's really been so mediocre the past 6-7 weeks, he definitely could be. But in my personal bottom 3, I don't have him in there. Katie Stevens sang Chain of Fools. I don't understand why she sang this song, because they keep telling her to go younger, go younger, go younger. She did that last week. That doesn't mean that you can revert back to singing a song that's 50 years old, but she did. And, you know, it was okay. You know, I would have, like I said, I would have chosen a different song, you know, because she's not as good a singer as Aretha Franklin. Most people aren't. But, you know, and they were all complimenting her on her vocals. I thought she definitely sounded a little pitchy this week, but, I mean, it wasn't by any means her worst performance, but she's just not doing it for me like I thought she was going to at the beginning. Then we came to Lead Wise. He sang Treat Her Like a Lady. I don't think I knew this one either. And I would really like to see him playing with a band, like bring down like the drums and the backup singers and, you know, the bass player, you know, kind of form like a little band on the stage. I would really like to have seen that tonight. But his vocals have come so far, so quickly. It was amazing. By far the best performance of the night. I loved it. It was a great song choice for him. He definitely owned the stage. He's totally not nervous. He was definitely working the stage to his advantage tonight, and it paid off. So he's definitely come leaps and bounds from where he started the competition, even though I've, you know, kind of liked him throughout the whole competition so far. But he's just upped the game so much. He's definitely a bigger contender now, I think. I had him in my original top 4, but he might even go up, you know, top 3, top 2 maybe. We'll see. Crystal Bowersock sang Midnight Train to Georgia. I liked how she changed up her outfit a little bit this week. She was wearing some cute high heels and a slinky little dress. She played the piano, which people didn't know that she could do. But she definitely didn't seem as comfortable, so I kind of wish she wouldn't have taken that route and maybe would have just, you know, not played an instrument at all, or just used a guitar, as, you know, we all know that she's very comfortable doing. But, I mean, I think at the beginning I was worried because her vocals were just kind of strange, and her dress was very tight, so I kind of assumed that she was wearing Spanx underneath. And if you guys remember in season 7, Carly Smithson blamed a bad performance of hers on wearing Spanx. You know, because I've worn them, and I'm sure many of you ladies have worn them as well. You know, they suck you in and they make you look nice, but, you know, it's definitely a little bit harder to breathe when you have them on, so not maybe the best idea to wear them when you're performing a song on American Idol. But then, you know, towards the middle of the song, you know, she definitely started belting out. So maybe it was just nerves, maybe it was the Spanx. Like I said, her dress was very tight. But, you know, there was some good parts, there was some bad parts, and, you know, she really kind of was struggling a little bit, and I really, like I said, would have liked to see her on a guitar, but that's that. She'll probably bring it back next week. Some of the judges liked it. Simon really was like, don't change. I love who you are, just the way you were last week. You know, you don't need the heels, you don't need the slinky dress, you know, you don't need the piano, you need the guitar, your black outfit, your hair down with the cornrows, or the dreads, and you're good to go that way. But I mean, I like her for taking a risk like that, but I can see where he was coming from, and she definitely shouldn't play the piano anymore. Until she has a couple more lessons, at least. Aaron Kelly actually closed the night this evening. He sang Ain't No Sunshine, a song that Chris Allen sang beautifully last year on the show. You know, he still really does need to work on that stage presence. He really has no idea what to do when he's on the stage. He's just kind of swinging back and forth like, man, this is really big. You know, it was kind of cheesy. I mean, his vocals were good. He's always pretty much had solid vocals throughout the competition, but you know, there's the one part before he performed when Usher was talking to him about how he needs to connect to the line, I know, I know, I know. And when he sang that on stage, I did not feel the connection that I think Usher was pushing him towards. So that, it was just aight for me. I like how Simon compared him to a cupcake to Lee's main course, because Lee definitely was the main course of the evening. He was phenomenal tonight. So there you go. There is our top 10. Usher and Diddy will perform tomorrow, along with Ruben Studdard, season 2 winner. And then for my bottom 3, I have Tim, Didi, and Siobhan. Really, I don't really have a specific order for them. I would say maybe Didi or Siobhan, just because both of them have disappointed. Tim, is kind of expected to not be all that great, but Siobhan, she's expected to be, I think, a whole lot better than she was tonight. So there you go. Who did you guys think was really amazing? Who did you guys think was in your bottom 3? I would love to know. And thank you, Stand By Me 14, for being my 100th subscriber last week. And thank you everybody else who has subscribed. If you would like to do so, you can do so right over in that corner. So yeah, let me know, like I said, what you guys think of the show tonight and who you think is going home tomorrow. I will talk to you guys then. Bye.